So I have to say it's a great pleasure to welcome you on board the Seven Seas Voyager, which is my ship. And of course my name is Daag. I'm from Norway, from a little fishing village of Nevlungan outside Oslo. The key to, should we say, the loyal following of the Seven Seas Voyager is basically that we always try to do things a little bit beyond the normal fairways. To give you a few anecdotes that at least the passengers seem to enjoy very much. In Milford Sound one time there were always talks about who could get closest into that little waterfall, and I got a little bit annoyed because all the pilots said, "This captain did it this way and this captain did it that way," so I decided to touch. So we went in and we the bow kissed the mountain, and that record still stands. That time I remember there were some kayakers, which probably Greenpeace activists that didn't really like us there, but I have to say that a cruise ship today is probably the cleanest environments that you can have in such a beautiful area like Milford. So we started to sail after all these kayakers, and they were giving us the fist, etc. And finally they became a little bit afraid, so I had about 20 under the bridge ring. So I called down and said, "Are you thirsty?" And they didn't understand me, but then I called again on the megaphone, "Are you thirsty?" And they said, "By the way, yes, we are." So we lowered down champagne bottles, and in order to change Greenpeace activists from giving you the fist, they were then waving and waving us goodbye, which was nice. Another thing we did, which was fun, we were sailing in the Indian Ocean, and there was a mast out in the horizon, so we decided to pay them a visit. So I had the maitre d' dressed up in a formal uniform, and he had a champagne cooler and a Dom Perignon, couple of crystal glasses. So we stopped this ship and we took the Zodiac. The sailing boat was probably a couple of miles ahead of us, so we drove up. The couple that ran the sailing boat were of course naked and sitting there playing music, so they didn't have a clue, but I wish I had a camera when the maitre d' comes next to the railing in the middle of the ocean in a formal uniform with a bottle of Dom Perignon saying that, "May we offer you a glass of champagne?" So of course such things becomes mementos and memories for the passengers, as then the big cruise ship afterwards is coming up, and basically we stopped and gave them beer, whatever, water, and they were sailing around the world. So this is of course things that people tend to remember. Another time we bought almost 1,000 lobsters down in New Zealand, and of course it was fun to have that fishing boat coming up to the gangway, and the chef goes in, check the quality, and the lobsters are live, and of course this is something that guests on board will always remember, when the whole galley were cooking lobster, and we served nothing but lobster for 700 people that night, and I think that's more or less an all-time high, because I have never heard of anyone ordering anything but lobster on a dinner on a passenger ship, and that was a lot of fun, and of course they had never had a more fresh lobster in their life.